Okay, good morning, everyone. Looking forward to having a chat today with our upline Triple Diamond, Bill MacMunn. Bill, are you there?
I am, Don. Good
yeah,
morning.
Well, welcome. I know last second you and I were chatting a little yesterday and just saying how much more we want to, unite and work together. And you've got so much industry knowledge and just so much history that we all can learn from. And isn't that the real truth of like a getting started Sunday call that we like to do once a week? Is really around that whole concept of, just getting started and really saying to people, you know what, we don't know everything, and we're learning along the way, and I know you're learning along the way, but we sure know we're in the right place at the right time, don't we, Bill?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Don, just after our conversation yesterday when I finished, I was just reflecting back to where we were just over 2 years ago and how far the company has come, the leadership that's come here, just the people that are part of the existing teams and how we've watched them grow and just blossom into the best version of themselves. And there couldn't be a better place in the entire planet as far as I'm concerned, no question, especially when you talk things like compensation plan, you talk about the industry product line that we have that's simple, easy to talk to. And that first 3 to 5 years is that years that you really solidify your leadership. And that's something that we've done. And those that are on these calls and those that are here now, that's the leadership. And that's exciting times. I think we can build a real strong foundation for the future.
For sure. And what's exciting is, even the call on Saturday, it was a training call really geared around just letting everybody know, man, there's stuff going on here at this time of year, internationally, groups breaking in Kazakhstan, and in the UK, and of course all throughout the southern United States, and good growth here in Canada, and basically opportunity knocks, considering that nobody really knows about what really Valentus, has become. And I always say the training wheels are off, and that this company is about to just go parabolic in 2018 with Dave's new announcement coming here pretty shortly in terms of chocolate and the other variables of what that's involved with, not saying what that product is or not, and exactly when it's going to actually hit the market or anything about it. I'm just saying that's just one of many things to come that, Bill, you and I have discussed and know a little bit about. But, man, is Dave excited. He called me yesterday, Bill, and really he and I are due to have a conversation today about some other things, but I can't even describe how excited I am. And I don't want this call to be about trying to rah-rah you here, folks, because we're going to talk comp plan. But, Bill, again, how many years have you been in the industry? And you've seen companies that have gone through, growth, flatline, down, then growth, flatline, growth. And then, have you considered yourself ever in this position where the training wheels are off and you're at this point where you do have some leadership and you do have some committed people? Have you ever been in this position in your career? Have you ever dreamed to be in this position, and suddenly you're here and are you shaking your head a little bit?
Yeah, it's funny, sitting there saying that, and I'm saying to myself, if I ever dreamed of being this spot, I would say I think we all get into this industry with the hopes and dreams, and unfortunately, because of maybe our lack of belief and our faith and our unwillingness to become a better version, we end up finding ourselves, losing heart, losing faith. I've never, ever seen and been in this position where I've been part of something in the beginning, and I think that's really what I said back 3 years ago. I wanted to put my handprint on it. I wanted to help with a culture where everybody mattered, everybody counted, whether they were a brand new IR or they're somebody that's been around since the day one. They all need an opportunity to grow, and we have that here. So I've never been in that spot. I've always been part-time. I've always run a car dealership at the same time, and I've not gone back to it, and I have no intentions of ever going back to it or going anywhere else. This is the place to plant our flags and build something that we can go back 20 years from today and say we were part of that company when they were in the infancy stage. And those people that have left are going to come back, or if they haven't come back, then they're going to miss out, and they're going to miss out what's here. So that's really, I think, a strong statement for all of us.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thanks. That's a great lead into our call, guys. And you know what? This is just true to form what we all have. We have a united group of people. And for those of you that aren't sure, in the Don and Nancy Carson organization, because multiple people join us on these calls. Bill MacMunn is in the upline of what we call our leg, our upline leg. So, this business is built on a dual team structure, and, Bill and I are not linked by personal volume, but we're linked in terms of business volume. So all the activity that my wife Nancy and these incredible people that we've been fortunate to be able to link our arms with, and through people that I have never even met. In other words, people's people, are driving business volume in our organization. We thank you all for it. It's incredible. The journey's just begun. But Bill, ultimately, that business volume is connected to you in terms of your business. And so the efforts that we make together as a united group can create business volume for people that we have never even met. And that's the power of this industry, and truly what is described as the term residual income. So maybe what we should do to start our training call on the comp plan is just discuss for a second for those of us that are on the call. And most of the time, this is a new call for new people, and we use this as a training platform, and I'm hoping this will be a good one to share. The term residual income, let's describe that so everybody understands that. I mean, residual income, as best as you can, and you can relate it to, might be an actor, a book writer. I mean, think about the money that the gal that wrote the Harry Potter books ended up getting in terms of residual income for all of the things that came out after all of those books. I think she's a billionaire today. Think about the actors from the movie, the TV shows MASH from the 70s. Think about Elvis and Michael Jackson and all those artists that came out with records and things that actually today paid their family, their legacy more than they actually did at that time. That's residual income. Bill, have you got a way to describe residual income?
Well, Don, I think residual income for me in my thought process is it's really building networks. You're building a distribution channel where people are consuming products. So whether they're customers, whether they're independent reps, whether they're business people wanting to create their own massive network, that's what we do. And the compensation model is designed predominantly in the first 3 to 6 months of what efforts that you put out there. And I think that the part that's really I find discouraging is people will come in and think they can build a residual income, enroll a couple of people, sit back and collect the residual income. And I truly believe if somebody tells you that, you need to really go further up the line and talk to somebody, because that's really going to set people up for disappointment. Residual income is once you have an established network of people using and consuming the products, that creates volume. That volume is then paid out in what we call dual team commissioning. And when you build teams of people who then take on and build their own network, you then pay check matches and things on their volume. So I'm not going to try and jump ahead to where you're going with this, Don, but that's really what we do is we create networks of distribution, and we're the franchisee, and we're going to set up franchises around the world. So, Don and Nancy, they ship off to Florida, they meet somebody in Florida, they set that person up as an independent representative. The amount of effort put in to help support them, and that person becomes successful, Don and Nancy will earn a small percentage paid out by the company, not by the individual. So it's in everybody's best interest to support your teams of people to help build established networks of distribution. And that's kind of how I would explain that.
Yeah, it's just another way of doing business, really, when you think about it, because the retail market, the wholesale distribution market, the internet sales market, the TV shopping channel market, all the things that I've actually owned traditional businesses doing, really all comes down to this model. I mean, direct sales, independently working through a network of people that want to consume products themselves as customers and ultimately, refer others to their network of distribution. So that's kind of residual income. So let's get into the seven ways we make money and kind of give each of us on the call here a referral audio we can share with our folks. So, the first out of the 7, of course, is retail commissions. And so I think there's a bit of misnomer, a misunderstanding, possibly in terms of what that means, especially in an NFR market. We're fortunate now that we actually can sell products at what we would call a MAP price, potentially, that the company would suggest. The United States can do that. The UK, I believe, now can do that. Bill, can you confirm that the UK is able to do some retailing as well now?
Yes, they can. That's why they have the retail site as well in the back office, one of the 7 websites. Yeah.
Okay, good. And, of course, the Philippines. So there's more coming. They're working hard and feverishly on that. But you know what's interesting? For the first 2 years plus that we were here in Canada, we were called NFR. So for you new people, what NFR refers to is not for resale. And when I'm saying resale, I mean I'm not allowed to stand at a market and ask somebody for $70 or $80 or $100 or whatever and have a transaction. That's what not for resale means. A transaction where cash has changed hands, where a credit card is given to you personally that you're putting into your pocket across a counter or whatever. That's what not for resale means. But you do have a website that, of course, you can point people to, and that's why we would describe it as point, click, share. And if the person goes to that website and purchases the product, it's delivered to them from the U.S. distribution facility across the border into those countries around the world. So it is truly an international platform using the internet porthole of your website connected to your bank account. So all you need to do is go into your personal profile, attach your personal profile with the method that you want to be paid into your websites, and you point, click, and share that with anybody around the world. You don't have to deliver a darn product. Now, with that said, if you want to, sample share and you want to give them a box or two or three of your products while they're waiting for those to come in, that's how you spearhead your business around the world quickly. You would just use these boxes as a sharing tool. In Canada now, we can actually do some selling of the product and capture the money back. But again, we're not doing it in an environment where they will require French and English packaging at this time. When we are fully ready to do that, yes, then you could, legally put the money through a till. Now, Bill, maybe you can describe that because you've seen other companies come through this transition period, and maybe the point we're at in terms of the retail component of Valentus here in Canada and around the world. Do you want to kind of discuss that just briefly here and how you would describe the most favorable way for somebody to really look at this on the retail side?
Absolutely. And as we go from NFR into being able to retail commissioning, retail products in salons, hair salons, massage therapy, and so on and so forth, just keep in mind that that's one area of profit that I personally don't spend a lot of energy within my organization teaching. Why do I do that? Because if somebody can buy at retail, what they will do is they will then look how they can buy it at wholesale. So if I'm an affiliate marketer and I don't want to, partake in the building of relationships, first of all, you're going to have a struggle building a massive network. But some network marketers actually become affiliate marketers. They take the retail site and they market it. That volume that's created from the retail commissioning is personal volume. So you could have an affiliate that says, I want to build, but I don't want to even use the product. I'm not suggesting that, but I am saying that volume is personal volume. It does not go into the tree. It doesn't partake in the dual keys or anything, but it does help that person become active for the month. So somebody's struggling financially, go, oh my God, I can't build. I got no money. They can build a Valentus business using the retail commissioning website, grab a customer, which then gives them the volume, which then they can partake and build their business. So again, it's right back to we have an opportunity for everybody in the masses. I, Don, personally don't spend a lot of energy on that because I think people can get sidetracked on retailing it versus in a market sharing and building your network from there. Somebody buys retail, they're going to want to buy wholesale, right? Right.
And so what we're seeing, and there's some U.S. Groups that are building right now, and one of the things that's interesting about what they're doing is they're actually looking at the individual and saying, look, if you buy a builder pack, it's your choice. That builder pack will come to you, and your cost is $31.50, and all of us are the same. Of course, if you were to buy $4.99 divided by 16, that comes in at $31.25 roughly for each of those boxes. In the U.S., they would say, well, great, now you could sell that box to, say, 16 different people before even your box gets there at whatever price you choose to get a return on that investment. And, they use a number that I wouldn't agree with, but on the other hand, they've got a number. They get back their investment plus a profit instantly, and they're actually going out now and talking to that person that got one or two of the boxes and saying, well, why don't you do the same thing? And they're building volume by actually, taking the builder pack and breaking it down and letting those individual packages get sold. Now, in the Philippines, they do it by the individual stick, from what I understand. They say, how do I afford a $4.99 pack when my whole month's salary in the Philippines is $4.99? Well, they break it down to 24 sticks by 16 boxes, and they sell each stick. everybody will have their way in terms of how they'll do it to move their product in terms of the retail opportunity. But again, each of us are different. So that model is there. So let's move on to the second way we make money, the fast start. Now, why is it about, and what is it about the fast start, Bill, that separates Valentus from all the other companies you've seen out there? I mean, the way I see it is you don't have to jump through hoops to make money next Friday. I mean, you get paid next Friday with a fast start bonus. Can you, I mean, other companies, you got to do something before you actually start making money, don't you?
Well, that's exactly right. You have to hit certain ranks. You don't get the fast start unless you're at a certain level. And this fast start bonus, because right out of the gate, somebody can come in and earn the $20, $40, $60, $100, whatever package that they get, and it's instant. And it's income that you've earned the first time, and then the following goes into the dual team for the commissioning for future. So it's a very wealthy, it's almost 45 to 50%, depending upon if you add the legacy into that. But it's 40% of what we're getting paid. So, I mean, that's huge money. For a 3-box investment, $129, you're going to pay $40. If you're going to, 6-box order, you're going to get paid $60, and the 16 is $100. And you think about that in terms of a couple of people a week coming into your business, $200, $300, $400 a week coming into your business in the first month you started is unheard of. I've seen people in other businesses, it takes them 3 to 5 months to start making a couple $100.
Yeah.
So it's very, very high, very rich for getting started to help people to build their business. If somebody wants an increase in their pay this week, you bring in a few people as a customer or an independent rep. There's no differentiate. It doesn't pay you less money because they're a customer. It pays you the same. So you find out the person's interest level and what they're wanting to do, and you get paid exactly the same. I love that part.
And we say get in where you fit in. So, at the end of the day, if somebody says, look, I can only afford 3 boxes, that's what I want to start with, but they all of a sudden have 2 or 3 people that say, man, this is really good. You mean I can buy this product at $31 a box instead of $59 a box? I'm going to buy a builder pack. Here's the difference. Now, let's talk from fast start transitioning to number 3, which is the legacy qualification bonus. The person that does that still gets paid the fast start. You've bought 3 boxes. You've now had somebody say to you, I'm going to buy the best price, which is a builder pack. That person that spent $129 will get paid the $100 the next Friday. So that's incredible, isn't it? That you could spend $129 and actually make a $100 commission off of that fast start on the builder pack. I mean, Bill, have you seen anything like that where that kind of return can happen?
Here's the funny part. In a previous company that I was with, the company, in order to access this particular type of bonus, it wasn't called a legacy bonus, but it was exactly the same. A person came in with an X amount of business builder pack, you got paid up to $100, but you had to create $200,000 in volume to get paid that same bonus. If you didn't create it, you got paid as little as $40, as most as $60 maximum. But you had to do $100,000 in business. All we need to do to partake in this is create a legacy foundation team, and that's your first personally enrolled builders. Once you've established that, you then open up this access to this bonus. And every time you bring in a builder pack yourself, you're going to earn $200, $100 fast start and a $100 legacy code. That's unheard of in a business. $200 on a $499, absolutely one of the most exciting parts of the comp plan.
Yeah. So let's think about what that means to get to that opportunity. Then you yourself have to be a Ruby. So that fast start can be paid to you when you buy a 3-box loyalty, and you will make the $100 bonus or fast start on the builder pack that starts with you. But as Bill was just saying, that person would not count, though, for your foundation fee. That person, if you were to bring in 3 builders as a 1, 3, or 6-box purchaser out of the gate, you're not qualified to start your legacy team. So basically what we're saying here is for you to start being legacy qualified, you yourself have to be a builder. Now, you can accumulate the volume to become a Ruby by doing 2,000 in volume on your left and 2,000 in volume on your right from the combined efforts of the people that are in your organization. So, again, the company doesn't penalize you and say that you can't ever get legacy qualified if you can't afford a builder pack. They allow you to reach up to that level, and the comp plan explains that really well. But as Bill is sharing, can you imagine you are a builder pack, You bring in your first 3 builders. You've made 3 fast starts of $100 each, and on your 4th one, you start getting a second $100 what's called legacy qualification bonus, and you've earned $200 on $499. Bill, $200 on a $499 package is unheard of. I personally did a program where I tried it for a week and quit. It was $1,200 to earn $200. I mean, this is mind-boggling what Dave has done to create this residual income and this legacy bonus on a $499 purchase and start for somebody, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm glad you brought that up, Don. That if somebody hasn't upgraded to a builder pack themselves or come in with the builder pack, they will never have access to the legacy coded bonus. So if they ever want to get access to it, they need to upgrade or they need to have come in with the builder pack. That's absolutely mandatory in order to access that coded bonus.
Right on. Okay, so let's move on to the dual team, the one that actually will pay $100,000 US per week at the top of our plan. That's unfathomable. I mean, think about that alone. 52 weeks in the year, 100,000 times 52 is 5.2 million US off of one of the 7 bonuses. And one day there'll be multiple people earning that in this company. As you described, the legacy of where we're going, the foundation of our first 3.5 years, and the next 20 years. Can you imagine internationally the volume this company will be generating when it's in the billions and billions of dollars? How many folks will have actually helped accumulate that kind of volume? So let's talk about that. Dual team commission. In the old days, the term binary would be how you would describe a dual team. And I know you would participate in lots of binaries, Bill, but, it got a bad name, the binary, because people tended to, build a team and they would never make commission off of some of the members in their organization because the volume would flush, or the volume, the individual that was having great success and earning a check, you wouldn't get a piece of that check. So what we need to almost do to really differentiate between our dual team commission structure and everybody else's is that ours also has a 5th way we make money, which is a dual team matching bonus. So it's almost like these 2 compensation plan topics should be tied together when you're describing it to your new person. Because if you were to say to somebody, hey, you know what, yeah, we're a dual team structure, and they say, oh, well, they might say to you, well, that's a binary, and you know what, I never made any money off the people that I brought in that were making really good money. I think that's where our plan needs a little bit of description to describe how ours is so much different. So, Bill, I'll let you take that. So tie the dual team commission into the dual team matching bonus and the real magic to the Valentus program.
Well, Don, the magic, and I love that word magic for this, because this is truly magical when it's worked correctly. And one of the reasons binaries had such a bad name, but incidentally, is a lot of people have been told, just come into the leg that you came in on and just build one leg and I'll build the other. And what ends up happening with that thought process right out of the gate is people start to focus on one leg and then they wonder why they're not getting paid because they're not building 2 legs. So right out of the gate, we tell people that you build 2 teams. Yes, your first 3 people go to the leg that you first came in on. But the reason the dual team is so powerful is it's only 300 in volume, 200 on one leg, 100 on the opposite leg, and you will get paid a $20 dual team, depending upon your rank and so on. But the ranks are very, very easy and accessible to get. I have a chart in my office, for example. If I was going to work towards the Emerald qualification, I would kind of look and say, well, how many people on my team do I need to have and in order to get paid that? And if I was going to look at the top amount of what's available, and Emerald can get paid $1,000 a week. That's $4,000 a month, $55,000 per year in one income stream. That's basically 200 people on one team and 400 on an opposite team. Well, that's a combination of the efforts of many people. But where our compensation model, it stands out amongst anything that's out on the marketplace, and I believe will always be that way because of Dave Jordan's desire to create something special for people, is the dual matching bonus. So if you're building your team properly and you're building 2 teams, you're going to teach your team to do that. And when they start to establish a check themselves for dual team, the $20, we get paid up to seven different levels of the dual matching check. So even as an Emerald, you're going to get paid 5 levels. So the Emerald, we know, can happen within the first 3 months of a 6-box order on a loyalty purchase, or 6 months at a 3-box order, and they automatically go to Emerald. So can you imagine you've established a team, and from yourself, you've brought somebody into the business who happens to know somebody that's an absolute massive networker. Now, I'm not painting a picture that it's, easy and that's all you got to do, because that's not what I would want to do. But I do want you to know the magic here is you should not be penalized because you're not the person that's the magical networker, because you're learning, you're growing. We're all at different levels. We're all trying to become the better version. But you bring and introduce this business to somebody who does introduce it to a massive builder, you're going to get paid a check match on everything that he does down to 5 levels. So if you think of that in terms of building, maybe you're not strong in building 2 teams right out of the gate, but you know somebody that is within your team structure, which is from you down, 5 levels down, Emerald bonus, that could be absolutely massive. And we've seen it here. We've watched it. We've witnessed it. Whether a person's making $40 or $60 or $2,000, the check match, dual match can be huge. Very, very massive. So that's not available in most companies. They have a 1-level check match. There's a previous company I was with back years ago. That company had a 10% check match, 1 level only, but you had conditions on it. You had to have, a certain structure on the left and a certain structure on the right, and you're always calmly trying to balance it out just to earn a 10% match. And here we are, right out of the gate, your firstly enrolled people, you have a 20% check match. And then the next person's 15, and then it's 10, 5, and 3. So unheard of in the industry. And we need to make sure people get that, but you only get it when you help other people build their 2 teams. If you build 2 teams and you teach them to build 2 teams, then watch what happens. It's magical.
Now let's discuss an interesting point about this that you'll all need to understand at some point. If you have a member who follows our guidelines, and by the way, our Getting Started Roadmap to Emerald, which you can download the file and Team Gets Results, there for everybody to use, has kind of the steps to get to Emerald, 9 steps, and the key points. And part of it is personal development, always is. Big part of it is personal development. Because everybody works and learns at a different pace, as my wife always says, learn and earn, you know what, as you're going through your journey, the company rewards you for being a loyal consumer. So that's what's exciting about our plan. You can move from Ruby to Emerald by just being a loyal consumer while you're educating, while you're learning. It could be 3 months at 6 boxes that you go from a Ruby to an Emerald, or 6 months at 3 boxes you go from a Ruby to Emerald. You're getting rewarded, and you're getting your opportunity to produce more income in the dual team matching bonus just by being loyal. Meanwhile, you're learning and earning, right? And so at some point along the way, you brought somebody in that was a Bill MacMunn who says, man, I get this. I'm going to bring a group of people with me, and I'm going for it. You're earning and learning, and over that 6 months, you move to Emerald, you start getting paid 5 generations of matching bonus on Bill's business, and you yourself haven't actually sponsored anybody other than Bill. But Bill went out there and kicked some serious butt. Him and his wife were saying, wow, this is the easiest thing I've ever seen. The comp plan's unbelievable. Love the products. Look out. Here I go. You get paid a matching bonus on their efforts. I've never seen this before. And here's the real important part about this for you people on this call. We're going to go an extra 5 minutes, folks, so get ready to share this call. It's going to be a good one. But listen, you've got a person that puts 3 to the tree. They start building their team, and for some reason, you know what? They don't continue with one person on the left and one person on the right doing a 3-box loyalty, okay? That's the qualifier for you to earn a dual team commission. You yourself are doing a 3-box loyalty. Somebody you've personally sponsored on the left is doing a 3-box loyalty, and somebody you personally sponsored on the right is doing a 3-box loyalty. But for some reason, one of those parties on that side you started to build stops doing their 3-box loyalty. Crazy them. Amazing products. But you continue to do your 3-box loyalty, and the volume continues to accumulate. Folks, this is why our plan is different. When they say non-flushing plan, this is where the example is that I want to key in on for all of you. Go through your organization. Take a look at your individual Emeralds that are sitting there doing a 3-box loyalty, who opened up a leg and have got carry forward volume sitting in the bank, captured on a leg that they're not getting paid on. Your genealogy will show this to you. You'll see on the left, personal enrolled volume 0, and on the right, carry forward volume of, say, $2,000, or maybe $1,500, or maybe $2,000 or $20,000, or whatever it is. You know what? They have money in the bank. Here's how they release that money in the bank. They just go back to work and bring in one 3-box loyalty purchase on the leg that they haven't done that in a long time. That one 100 BV purchase releases the 20% of the carry forward volume that's been banked waiting for them to get paid on. Bill, I've never seen a company that allows you to maintain carry forward volume in a dual team structure for the future when you're ready to go back to work. So you could take a 6 months vacation, have all this accumulated carry forward volume sitting there. When you look at your genealogy, folks, there is buckets of money in your genealogy that people are waiting to get paid on. Here's the best part. You as an upline, when that money gets released, get a matching bonus on that money in the bank. So what I'm doing more of is I'm mining for diamonds. I'm going down my organization. I'm calling my team leaders and I'm saying, let's talk about who are in your canoes. When you look at our game plan and we say, I want to find 4 people to travel the world internationally with me, I'm going to build this team. That's all you need, folks, is 4 really good leaders. I want to talk to them about who are your 4 leaders, who are your 4 leaders, who are your 4 leaders, who do you hope to be your 4 leaders, and we're going to go down their genealogy, and I'll guarantee each and every one of you, if you've been here for a month, 6 months, a year, 2 years, you have members that are still doing a 3-box order that have carry forward volume in the bank waiting for them to get released. If they just go out and bring in another 3-box loyalty purchase from somebody else on the other leg, and they'll get released, and you're going to get a matching bonus. Folks, why wouldn't you do that? Bill, am I excited or am I excited?
Yeah, you're excited, but you got me all excited all over again. I mean, you think about the matching bonus, or you think about the dual team banked volume, and you think about how many people really do have money sitting there, and they can access it. And just to know that it's continually accumulating on a monthly basis as the teams are formed below you. I mean, what an opportunity that most compensation model, they do flush. They flush the volume, it's gone. I think it's important to, out of integrity, that we tell people that if you decide not to place an order for 1 month, at least a 1-box order, your volume will flush. It will be gone and you'll start all over again. That can be tragic. I've had people who flushed 200,000-300,000 in volume because they weren't paying attention. Now, in order to get paid any income from the compensation model, period, you need a minimum of a 3-box order, 3 to 6 bucks. But imagine that. You could go and you could build and you could grow, just like you were saying with, you and Nancy. You help people become a better version of themselves. You're mining the organization. People's belief level starts to grow. Their skill set starts to grow. In the meantime, their bank account's growing. And then all they need to do is access it. And by accessing it, they start to build their organization. So it's setting people up for an absolute home run here between now and the time that they make the decision that they want to build. And everybody's at different levels, and I love that part. You should run to the next bonus, because that next bonus, Don, is for those that they decide, like we're starting a 90-day boot camp, and it's going to be very, very intense. And in that boot camp, one of the things is this 1% matching bonus is what you're going to do by bringing in personal sponsored builders within a calendar month. We've had people, Don and Nancy, when you first started, I think you had like 12 or 15 or 20 of these in a month, and you got paid that 1% share, and that bonus is way more now than it was in the beginning. Isn't that right, Don?
Yeah, and I think that the last part of the plan, which of course would be the vehicle bonus, but that's really for diamond. So, we're kind of talking how to get to emerald and so on. So vehicle bonus, which is the 7th way, is you're a diamond and you've qualified a 2nd month, you get a vehicle bonus. So that's as easy as that. I'll let you guys read about that yourselves. Bill's referring to the 6th way, which is an enrollment bonus pool. You now are a builder. You've brought in 3 builders. You've personally enrolled them first as a builder. They count as a share. Don't get confused, folks. If you bought a 3-box, you upgraded to a builder, that does not count as one of the 3 towards the share. That is the key point of that part of the comp plan. You have to be a very first order builder pack person to count as a share pool participant for that person that sponsored you. Very, very important to understand that, because I have had people say, I brought in 3 builders this month. How come I didn't get the share? Oh, and then you look back and you say, well, the person's been buying 6 boxes and finally upgrade. Well, that would not qualify as one of their 3. So that's the only detail about the share pool. But it is exciting, because you can imagine you brought in your 4th builder now. You go out and sponsor 3 more builders next month. You know how much money you make off that? Think about that. You make $200 because you make a fast start and a legacy code for 3 of them. That's $600. Then you make a share pool, which will range from anywhere from $150 to $300. So you can make $900 maximum. Let's just say ballpark. I'm just saying, on you going out and sponsoring 3 new builder packs fresh off the hop in the month of December. It's incredible. It's an incredible comp plan. It rewards everybody equally. It gives everybody a chance to accumulate volume, to build up. And this morning's topic, 34 minutes long, was about you sharing the excitement of our comp plan with your teams, and knowing that you have an upline in Bill MacMunn and Don Carson and the other leaders, of course, in Mike McClanahan, of course, Ted Wilson, Barry Hughes, Corey Johnson, and John Aremza, that are all have a vested interest, because every bit of volume that all of you create, there's a benefit pool, call it, that is going upline, and they have a vested interest in that pool growing. It's an incredible structure, and our plan rewards everybody. Bill, I'm going to post this call. Let's share it. I'll probably get my guy, Luciano, to pretty it up a little bit. If you could send me a picture of yourself, if you don't mind, that you'd like, I'll put it with you and I, and I'll share it for everybody to share amongst their teams. It's a good training platform, folks. This is the first of more that Bill and I will do. His 90-day boot camp, our Getting Started Roadmap to Emerald, and our DMO, which is the Daily Method of Operation, which, Bill, you really enjoy, and you're looking at sharing yourself now. You were talking to me yesterday about, we're going to do this as a united team, so we have a group of people that says, hey, here's how you build this thing. Here's how you help others, and together we will achieve more. Each of us needs all of us, folks. Have a great Sunday. Bill, thank you so much for last minute jumping on. I think this was a great platform to share today. Everybody have a great day. Bill, one last word?
Yep, Don, thank you so much for having me on the call, and it's a pleasure to be part of a support system here, and I'm growing and learning from each and every one of all of you, so thank you so much.
Okay, have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.